The source of a river is the point from which the river flows. In this case, this is the source. An oxbow lake is a curved lake formed at a former oxbow where the main stream of the river has cut across the narrow end and no longer flows around the loop of the bend. In this example, this is an oxbow lake because the water is no longer forming in that curve of the river and the water has cut through the thin part and now is flowing in a straight line rather than curving. A cutoff is when a pronounced meander in a river is breached by a flow that connects the two closest parts of the hook to form a new channel. This is an example of a cutoff because the water cuts off the other part of the meander, and an oxbow lake is an example of a cutoff. A cut bank is the outside bank of a water channel, which is continually undergoing erosion. In this example, this is a cut bank because the fast water has no other choice but to run into the edge of the river and therefore cut into it, and therefore a lot of erosion is happening, which is why this is a cut bank. This is a point bar. A point bar is an alluvial deposit that forms by accretion on the inner side of an expanding loop of a river. This is a point bar because the sediment is being deposited onto that side opposite of the cut bank. A meander is a winding curve or bend of a river. In this case, this is a meander because the water cannot go in a straight line because the bank's in front of it, so it is pushed to the opposite side and therefore creating a meander in the river. A valley is a long, narrow region of low land between ranges of mountains or hills with a river flowing through it. Valleys are formed from gradual erosion by wind/water. This is a valley because the water is eroding through the low land in between the hills and the mountains, which is creating a valley. A delta is the area of land at the end of a river where all of the sediment, silt, gravel, and clay are carried. This is a delta because all of the sediment from the river is carried to the end of the river and forming a piece of land called the delta. In this case, the velocity of water is fast enough to erode through the land, creating a river. The river depends on the velocity of the water and if it is strong enough to erode through. This is an example of a channel. A channel is a type of landform consisting of the outline of a path of relatively shallow and narrow body of fluid. A floodplain is a flat land adjacent to a stream or river that experiences occasional flooding. This is a floodplain because the water from the river is flooding over the bank. On the left side of the screen, you can see a canyon. A canyon is a deep gorge with a river flowing through it.